Hey, thank you for tuning in to Wakes and Wheels.
Hey, thank you. Welcome back.
Right on. Hey, last week we did a little bit of biography on me because people been wondering who I am or who we are and what makes me think I can fight. And Joe Egan, we're going to start off right now with letting you know the 500 grand's there to make sure I'm everything that I say I am as far as a challenge and accepting the challenge. And
So where you at with John Fury?
John Fury disappeared. I wish I could fight him. I'd
Would you fight him?
in a heartbeat. I'll put that 500 there for that. Now, again, when I win that money, it's going to charity. It's going to go to the Cancer Society,
Valley Children's on me.
and then the cancer program that my mom has got cancer, and I want to, it's headed that way.
Right.
And she's being taken care of quite well, and people, it's been great. So I want to when I win that 500, that's where it'll go. And John Fury won't answer because he knows I'll whoop him. He just knows. He hears it in my voice. He sees it in when he watches the videos. He's watched every video. They all have. We got a lot of views from the UK. And actually all over the world now. I mean, we're getting more views spread out all over the world than just in the U.S. So I know they're seeing it. I know they're watching it. And John Fury is what a bully is. He's a coward. He's a straight up coward. And sad representation of the boxing industry and Joe Egan, you're awesome. You came out talking the talk that you had one fight in you and you were going to answer because you're Joe Egan and you have it like that and can do it. You said word for word what we were saying. So I mean, if you have it like that, knowing John Fury's not going to answer, he's not going to answer the calling. It's going on 5 months, 6 months that we called him out. 5 months, about 5 months. And
there's a lot of people talking about fighting. A lot of talking.
Now, Joe Egan, I got 500 to back. I want to call you out. And let's get on that Jake Paul card. You got the pull. You have Mike Tyson's hookup.
Well, what's the latest? Is there gonna be a Jake Paul Mike Tyson card?
That's the way YouTube's putting it across. They're still training. They're going. There was a deal where it said they were canceled or what, but I think that was just malarkey. So I mean, no, I hope it does go. Let him go and let him play and let it be what it is, Right. And if anybody wants to run their mouth and get in the ring with Mike Tyson, I'm sure he'd be more than happy to oblige. Right. Anybody that wants to run their mouth. I don't see too many people saying, I'll fight Mike.
Right.
I mean, that's the truth of that. And there are a lot of people talking a lot of smack, but no one else is calling him out. I'm not dumb enough to call him out. I wouldn't call Mike out. There ain't no way. Yeah. I know how he fights. I know,
right.
Boom. Joe Egan, I'm calling you out. I went and borrowed 500 grand to put right in the middle. So that's a done deal. Let's see. Let's go back to comments. Where, who, what. And so this was, okay, I kind of left off where in Strongbow Stadium as a child, 10 years old, all the way up to like 13 or so. That's what we did. And then in the summer times, I'd come up and visit with my dad. And now in that time zone was in 76, 77. They were doing a movement down south, and it was a racial big war back in those days. They were busing people from lower southern up into.
Things were changing.
Things were changing. They were making, and we would, as kids, we would have riots in the fields outside of the. We're in junior high school, and literally rumbling with the kids they were busting in. They were colored folk, and it was just the way of the times, and that's the way it was all raised, and it was, and then I moved up to my dad's because I was getting suspended, expelled all the time because of these riots, these fights, and you run with your kind, you run with your people, and you back your people, and that's how movements work. And and we were just, like I said, we were kids, and it was big on news back then. There was a lot of it going on with Vietnam was just getting over back then. There was a lot of stuff going on
Racial
back then.
tension.
A lot of racial tension, a lot of tension in a lot of different ways. And so you learned to fight young back then. We did in down south. I mean, that's I lived right next to North Hollywood, and just because it has the word Hollywood in it, it was not Hollywood. It wasn't, it was, and then we moved over into the Sepulveda area, and that's where I lived, 2 blocks down from Jules Strongbow. It was in a better atmosphere, better neighborhood, and the famous kind of would move into those areas to try to disappear. And so then I moved up with my dad. I was in 8th grade, promised everybody, okay, no fighting, and boom. And I had to be good, and I was good. And I had a great, we were good kids. We were good kids.
Small town atmosphere. That's
country
culture shock from L.A., Southern California to Belico, California.
Yeah.
There's probably 1,000
in Belico. I don't think there were that many. 700 or whatever in the whole town of Belico.
So the high school was set up. I was in another small town. I don't know how many we had. Maybe 7,000 in that town. And so
you would be a much bigger town than we did. You guys had a supermarket and everything. We had a post office, a fire station, and a convenience store.
We had two bars.
And a hardware store. Yeah, you did. That's right.
But all the surrounding little towns went to one high school.
Yeah, and then that was
where we met.
Now that was our freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
78.
Yep.
78. And then we've run, now and I've mentioned before, like even when we were wrestling, I bit you.
Well, I had never wrestled before. I played football all the time.
That's where we met. We met on the field.
Yeah, that was my sport. That was my only sport at that time. And I know that you wrestled, and you said, "Well, come on, come out and try it."
Yeah.
And so I did it, and I loved it.
Yeah.
But I didn't know a whole lot. I had a lot of strength, but not a lot of.
It changed our way of life, though. It changed us as men, as people.
Yeah.
Later in life, the way we use that with it, it gives you a security. And
look how much wrestling changed the the MMA, the sport.
Right.
When what was his name? Mark.
Well, see now, going back, me and my little brother, we would go to jiu-jitsu. And my mom had now my mom, I have a biological mom, and I have a real mom, and that's how it is.
Right.
My biological mom that I was raised with till my younger years. That was the rough. That was my stepdad. I mean, and those are things that I don't really try to talk about or what, but it wasn't a real pleasant life. It was pretty rough. My sister lives in Minnesota right now. Of that part, when I say my sister, I got two families.
Right.
And so my little brother on that family and my sister, and then I got another sister and brother on this side. And now, I mean, there's just things. I mean, it's almost you wouldn't believe. I mean, we had a padlock on our refrigerator as kids. I mean, we weren't allowed. I mean, it was a pretty rough homestead. Bob, the stepdad, he'd beat me up if he couldn't. I mean, I fought. That's why I could fight a man when I met you, and I knew, and you've never seen me ever back down, have you?
No, never, no.
When you're 10 to 13 years old being beat up by a man, it's all over after that. Yeah. It's like, and I use that as a theory of like a pit bull. You look at a pit bull, and there's two ways to raise a pit bull. See, like this chicken right here, people.
That's a rooster.
Well, not just anybody can. I mean, it's all in who and how and what you do. You know what I mean? I mean, from the time I was 10, every time they walked by my chain, they'd kick me. And, and then, but then you got the other pit bulls that all you do is pat them and kiss them and hug them and love them, and they don't even know how to fight.
Right.
But then you got, boom. So that was my childhood. And I ain't trying to go into it. I'm not a drama queen. I don't need, it was, that's why I watch like Sean Strickland, the way he talks and the way he runs his mouth, and he thinks he had a hard life, and oh my God, what a drama queen. And when I say drama queen, that's what he is. Apparently his boyfriend has boobies, or his girlfriend has a wanger. It goes one way or the other, but that's his way of dealing it. He's a drama queen, and the way he tries to represent the man, it's sad the way he acts. So I wouldn't. I mean, I want to fight him. He's one that I want to fight real bad because, and at 60 years old, I know in my heart I would mop him up, because I know how to fight. Put up the show. Put up the now. We went through high school, good kids. We got our first hot rod racing ticket together, racing each other.
Love cars.
We tried
to go fast.
I tried to go in the military out of high school, and I got shot down because of my knee. And I never expected it. And Rick knows I got a I got a knee that I got run over by a car at 7 years old. My mom held me dead in the street. Paramedics brought me back to life. Was in intensive care forever. ICU, in a coma for quite some time. And then I remember coming back to, like, asking the nurse, "What's your name? And can you get me some water?" And then I'd be out again. I did that twice before I came back. I remember that. But so my point with the military is they shot me down because of my knee from that wreck at 7 years old. But all the things you would never know what my leg's like.
Not to throw you off, but that leg, it's looking better, but it looked pretty gross. It doesn't even look like a knee. It's,
right. It's pretty wiped
some
out.
Damage there.
It's pretty wiped out.
The whole thing's a scar.
But yeah, as a child, as a kid, when we were 14, 15 years old, and I wasn't defined in full the way that I grew into my, because there was half of the muscle tissue and half of the stuff left behind. It was all gone. It was all wiped out. But you would never, in football and wrestling, you'd never know.
No.
I mean, you'd never know. So I wanted to go in the Marines. I was going to be the baddest Marine on the boom. So when they shot me down, I got a little rough with life. I kind of turned to drugs. Remember that?
A lot of drinking. A lot of
drinking, a lot of drugs. But
running with a bad crowd.
Running with a bad crowd, trying to be the toughest and running and doing stupid shit after that for a while, doing real stupid stuff. And I ended up in prison over an armed robbery.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
It was, and I
couldn't believe that.
It was, and who does that? But I wanted to be. I mean, if I can't be the baddest Marine in the planet, I'm going to be the baddest outlaw. and what when I got on drugs, I mean, I was stupid.
Yeah,
I was stupid.
I think that's universal. You know what I mean?
And I went through a real hard, rough time, and then ended up in prison. And then so that changed my life. That changed my career, my mind, my head, I got off of drugs. I was done with drugs. And I boxed. I got in the best shape of my life. Show him the picture. This is me in the best shape of my life, really. And I was boxing and dropping anybody that come in the ring. And just, I had no problems at all. And anybody that came to my house prior to that, there was boxing gloves more than welcome to box. And then later in life, is this one up now? And then later in life, I got pretty mean. I got real mean. That changed. Things changed. There was a lot of fighting, a lot of activity, a lot of things happened. So, Joe Egan, this is what I look like now with my shirt off. And there we go. This is why you don't want to fight me. That's what I look like now. But no, seriously. And as Ryan, a youngster his name's Ryan. His dad worked for us, for my dad, for almost 40 years. And when he was a youngster, he looked over his dad, and I walked up, and he's like, "Dad, is that the Incredible Hulk?" That was one of my highlights of my life. I mean, because I thought I was just ripped back then. But Joe Egan, 500 grand, says, you ain't got it. You ain't got it. 60 years old. I want to fight you, bro. Gentlemen's fight. We're gladiators. This is all over John Fury. This is all was about John Fury. I don't have a beef with you, but John Fury got me going. You guys you came on saying you and John Fury were best of buddies. That's what you did say. And so I'm just still trying to be in the loop. I want some of this. I mean, what else can you say about that?
Well, I think people would like to see,
Dude, I'm not going to be no joke. It's not going to be no.
Well, we're not all built the same. You know what I mean?
Because I think I'm going to tell you, I think I can fight damn near as good as Mike does. That's how we'll put some air on. I'll hit the bag for everybody.
Some people are just built different. You know what I mean? At 60 years old, at 40 years old, at 20 years old. And I think people want to see that in the ring. I
heard Joe Egan say he's got one more fight in him, and he says he's all that. But I know I got him. I know I can take him, and that's what I'm saying, and that's why I'm being back for 500 grand because people know I'm going to take him. People know. People know. So that's why I'm being back, Joe. Don't go down a coward like John Fury. Don't do it, bro. You came in, you're John Fury's buddy, you're all good. He disrespected the world. You word for word, you took our lines and repeated them because you are who you are. Take a $500,000 calling and let's fight. And it doesn't have to be on the Mike Tyson card. It doesn't have to be on there. It could be, we can do it in Mexico. We can do it wherever. I'll come wherever you want to fight.
It would just be easiest to get on that card because, it's all, it would all be.
He's best of buds with Mike. He can get us on that card. And I know the world would pay, the whole world would pay to watch two. When they see me hit the bag, I hit the bag like Mike hits. You guys will see. I'll throw some air. I'll throw some gloves. I've never in my life, I'm going to tell you this, I've never in my life taped my stuff up. And when I do, I'm going to break your face. It's going to be it's going to be like swinging 4x4s. I've never taped up. I hit the bag with so you guys that do all that rapping stuff, when I wrap up, no, that's why I watch. Jake Paul, love your guts after you came and flew in and gave us the interview. Awesome talk with you that night. And love to fight Sean Strickland. I think he's a poor excuse for a human being. He's got issues, and there's different ways to go about your issues. You got problems with life or something, and you can't handle it. Talk about it. Be about it. But don't try to represent with children and people and how you're all this dude, you're a joke. And the only reason you can fight the way you can fight is because of who you fought. Come fight me, dude. You're a lame. You're a straight lame. And, you're just right there in Vegas. Well, I'm over here in Turlock. And we got
3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours.
Oh, wait a minute.
No,
I
it's
was thinking
6,
of Reno.
Yeah, it's 6 hours. It's like 8 hours.
Yeah.
So you drive over here. You're the one with all the money and all the badass and a big mouth. Drive over here and whoop my ass because I'm talking shit about you. That's what you won't do because you're a coward. And you run your mouth because everybody beats you up because you had different outlook on life with your little fountain ponytail. It says it all, what you are. And you're not a man. You have issues inside your body. And that's okay. It is okay that you have those issues, but you need to handle them differently. Not the way you're doing it, because you're a sad representation for all the kids and all the, you say you don't want to be, you know what? Then don't come out of your house. Don't talk on media. Don't be what you are. But anyhow,
yeah, he was a little over the top.
He's a piece of work. Dude, I want to whoop his ass just because of his piece of shit mouth and the way he tries to represent manhood and how hard it is to be a man these days. Just because you don't feel like a man, you feel like a woman inside, and that's your issues, your problems. That's not a problem, though, if that's the way you want to feel. But don't talk about how hard it is to be a man in this society. I know I got a grandson that's more man than, I got a nephew that I forget he's 11 years old when I'm working with him. I'm cussing at him or chewing his ass like he's a man, and then I'm like, oh, Jesus, he don't even know how to do that yet, but he's being so manly along the way that you forget he's only 11 years old.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't like his mouth. But Joe Egan, I can't say it again. I mean, enough. I can't say it enough. You're the only one that I have a possibility. Do I want to throw? I'll fight any 60-year-old man.
No.
Because I don't think I could beat any 60-year-old man. I know there's some out there that'll clean my clock, but I'll show him I can fight. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at. So it's like, because I did get one dude says he wants to fight me on the messenger, and I'm like, you want to go bare knuckle, MMA, or boxing? What are we doing, and where are you at? And then he was like, bro, I give you all props. You're doing it right. And I'm like, hey, thank you, bro. Thanks for the comment,
Right.
So, I'm not going to back down from a challenge. And I'm not dumb enough to challenge any man alive. Any 60-year-old man. So
what you're saying is you've thought about each one of these fights.
I know.
And
I'll take them.
Yeah.
I know I'll whoop Sean Strickland. I know I'll whoop John Fury. I know I'll whoop Jake Paul if I fought him. I know I'll whoop Joey Egan. I know it for a fact. That's why, and other people know it. That's why I'm backed. That's why the money's there. Joe or John or Jake. But that ain't enough to fight Jake. Jake wants millions.
Billions.
John only wanted 2.5.
Yeah.
I'm coming with 5.
But then he got called out, and he looked at himself in the mirror, and he said,
yeah.
I don't like what I see.
Right. Straight female. Yeah. Yeah. And so, hey, we'll let this one ride. We'll let the UK watch this for another week. And we'll be back next week. And I got to get the AC working in here. I'm hot. And I got a cool rooster. He's going to be in the
rooster
corner.
Got a name?
Yeah, that's Hey Hey.
Hey Hey? Hey Hey got anything to say? I thought I heard something there, a little squeak. Oh, he got beat up.
Hey Hey got beat up the other day by my dogs. I got some dogs. That's a story.
They're puppies.
They're puppies.
Yeah.
And they just want to play. They weren't trying to kill him. If they were trying to kill him, the rooster would be done. But they were just wanting to play, and they were playing too rough. And
Yeah.
So Hey-Hey's in here, kicking it. He's a good boy. I give him a lot of attention. He's a cool rooster.
So that's Hey, new member of the cast.
Right? He just might stick around, comment, like, share, do whatever. If we can, heck, he might sit up here. Nah, he'd be too heavy. Yeah. He's fine where he's at. But anyhow, no, Joe, come on, man. Let's do this. You know the world would, I mean, dude. The only fear is fear. I mean, the only thing stopping you is fear itself. Because I'm going to wreck you. I mean, I will wreck you. I'm going to change. You have everything to lose.
Exactly.
You know, he really does. He's got, and he will lose it because I am going to win. So,
if you like this video,
that's going to be the Joe. That's going to be like their MO over there. Like,
what do you mean?
They can't back up their mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can't back up their mouth. Joe Egan's on the air running his mouth, bro. I want some of that. That's what that's all about. And they're both up there running their mouth, 6 years old. Any man alive. Oh, I don't like it. I'm going to whoop your ass. I got one in me. He ain't answering, but I am over here.
They're going to be 80 by the time they finally decide that they want to
Dude, no, still whoop their ass. Hey, you guys, thanks for tuning in. And, you know.
Subscribe. Hey, we love comments. Please comment.
We got a lot of comments. You guys are getting involved, and we really do appreciate it. We really do. We're enjoying it. So yeah. We'll see you next week. We'll see. Oh, and we got car shows coming here shortly.
Yep.
So you all, you know, maybe we can set a ring up at a car show. Joe, let's go, Joe. Come on. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
We'll see you.